Now your phone now can be my learning tool, despite the fact that you bought it with your own what? Your own money. And I can avail you with the latest edition of any book that anyone in the world, someone in Beijing, someone in Tokyo, someone in New York, someone in Toronto, someone in Nairobi, someone in Mauritius, that they are reading, a book that was published yesterday. You can now push it to any student, wherever they are situated in this country. So that means they have a fighting chance. They read relevant information, new information, like everyone else in the world. Not waiting to come to Victoria University and sit in a library that maybe having books you bought 3-4 years ago. This time I have to buy one copy of a book, a digital book, and I'll push it to everyone who has a smartboard, a smartphone. Forgive me, I say smartboards, because our students now, our teachers use smartboards instead of blackboards. Okay? So I am able to push that digital copy or soft copy of a book to every student who has a smartphone anywhere in the world. So that smartphone becomes my library in their pocket. That smartphone becomes my laboratory, ICT lab in their pocket, wherever they are. So that means they have access to education, access to learning, access to the library, access to research, access to everything they are looking for from Victoria University 24/7 in their pocket. That's how we use a smartphone.
Amazing. Talk about the cost of the smartphone. How can government and the telecom companies make sure that the smartphone becomes more affordable and accessible for all Ugandans?
I know government, of course, has the power to really exempt so many things. I know previously smartphone may have been looked at as a luxurious tool, like people who are importing alcoholic drinks, who are importing cigarettes, those ones you can tax. But a smartphone today, there are some people, actually majority of the young people are purchasing it for education purposes. Why? Because sometimes it's cheaper than a laptop, okay? And it is easy to carry. So I still think and really emphasize that if anyone can prove that they are actually students in any university, it could be Victoria University, it can be Makerere University, it can be Ndeje University, it can be UCU, it can be Nkumba, it can be Gulu University, it can be any university. Every other education institution, technical institutions, if they can prove that they are students registered in any university in this country, they should be able to be subsidized. All right, such that these sellers, like distributors and sellers of these phones, they have a special price for everyone who can prove that they are a student. This is happening elsewhere in different countries. I've been in Canada several years. I visited that country, I go to the States, I go to the UK. Sometimes you enter into places where they sell these gadgets and students have a special price. Okay, that means when it comes to computers, when it comes to smartphones, they have a subsidized price. But that comes from government that has subsidized these business people who are importing these gadgets or who are manufacturing them to be able also to pass on that subsidy to a student. So I hope that the Ministry of Finance, URA, government in general, they can look at these as tools. Of course, there are people who are luxuriously using them. They can pay the full price. But for students who can prove that they are students, they should be paying a special price. But it begins by government offering a subsidy to the business community involved in availing these gadgets.
How can other institutions of learning be able to adopt use of technology in their teaching?
I mean, this is a struggle for the fittest, I'm telling you. And there is no any other way. I mean, in life, At times you would say that I will pass here, or I have an option of passing here. But when it comes to using technology, we have no choice. The normal common person has to learn how to use technology. But if a normal human being must keep up to date to be able to really fit in the world they live in today, then education institutions, they must. It is not even negotiable. And maybe to government, most institutions are not able. They are struggling when it comes to really securing equipment that is required. I will tell you, all the classrooms we have at Victoria University, they are equipped with a smartboard, a digital smartboard. That is trying to walk away from whiteboards, walking away from blackboards, because you need students to be able to study from wherever they are. And the teacher is able to interact with these students in real time. So it requires money. It requires this equipment. So again, first of all, different academic institutions or higher education institutions must prioritize integrating technology in today's curriculum. We all know that actually we are in an era where technology has enabled the creation of so many changes, the creation of so many things that are actually taking ages, taking decades to penetrate the curriculum. You understand? There are times when even you think that someone can create a nuclear bomb at campus, and they will do it more faster than content that has been created by technology to penetrate into the curriculum. So, but why? Because these institutions don't have the resources to be able to embrace technology. Yet, the population must be empowered to be digitally competent. So, I definitely encourage them to do their best to prioritize their investments. And if they are private institutions, sometimes they are the shareholders, the owners, at times they are going to forego profit for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to invest in equipment that is really putting them at a place where they are able to embrace technology, integrate it in the curriculum or the curricula that this university may have, and be able to offer quality education to anyone who comes their way. But also, the students we teach are not our own students, for example. They are not my students. These, even my own students, they are not just mine. They belong to the state. They belong to this country. So meaning, when it comes to educating a Ugandan child, really government should step in. Government should support these institutions. When it comes to really, like I said, when we are importing these equipment, maybe we need to be exempted, taxes. Lift that burden from us and let us use the limited resources we have to have as much equipment as possible. So even those people who are selling to education institutions, please provide them with subsidies such that they can sell those equipment to us cheaply or on an affordable kind of price. So, but majorly, I know all these things, the technology we invest in, we don't have much that we really create in this country. We import it, right? So I would really request the Minister of Finance, I would request URA, I would request His Excellency the President to look into this, and they exempt such technology. Taxes, we get exempted from paying such taxes when we are bringing such technology that is not only going to benefit institutions as such, the owners of the institutions, but it's going to benefit the Ugandan child, the Ugandan young person, Uganda's young people. So that's how we develop this country. That's how we get a fighting chance as a country. A digitally competent population will start bringing in money to Ugandans when they're situated here without being scattered anywhere in the world, but they will. Once you become digitally competent, it's like speaking a language. We have Ugandans who can speak very good English, but digitally, they are not competent. So no, and yet, if they had those two, Ugandans are good people. So if they had those two, plus their character, it means we become affordable labor for United States, affordable labor for Canada, affordable labor for Europe. Their work will be outsourced to us here, and we will do it from here, and we will bring the euros here, we'll bring the dollars here. If we complement what we bring from those countries to this country, and then we complement it with the coffee we grow, with the animals we raise, we become a developed country. Then we get the prosperity we are talking about. Then we are securing our future.
And protecting the gains.
And then protecting the gains while we are acquiring more gains. Great.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yep.